You hear about that Lil Yachty thing?
Mm-mm.
About him leaking that record? That Super Soak record he got with Drake?
Yeah, he wrong for that.
Mm-hmm.
They wrong for that. If you about to ask me about that, yeah, they wrong for that.
Yeah.
This helps in the ideal of like we think that Drake is like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It don't look because you heard what Drake did with Halle Berry.
Yeah, with the slime thing.
Yeah. It's like why ask permission if you just gonna do it anyway?
And yeah, so Drake had asked Halle Berry could he use a photo of when she got slimed, and she said no, and he used it anyway. Kind of the same thing with the Lil Yachty situation, where they sampled a song from a guy who was a Christian, or he had Christian beliefs or something, or he said, I want the kids to be able to listen to it. I don't want them to be able to
I don't
sing
even think his reasoning was his Christian belief. He was like, but this is my brand.
Yeah.
This is what I represent. I don't want that. I don't want my message being tangled up in whatever y'all got going on.
So give me a clean version so kids or something can be able to sing on something. He said it's gonna be lit. They're gonna get it right.
Mm-hmm.
And then they leaked on Kaz
Sinat thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was watching Joe Budden podcast.
And he was like, yeah, leak it.
He's like, yeah, I want to leak that. But his thing is, Joe Budden is a maniac. But his thing was like, yeah, leak it. But also, I know it's bad. I know what I'm doing is wrong. But if I got a track with Drake or whatever, I'm gonna leak that.
But it's not gonna. But it doesn't. What do that do though?
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything. Benny the Butcher and Drake got a great song together. Mm-hmm. It got leaked, and a lot of people don't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Drake got a lot of like songs that are leaked, and they don't get the play that I feel like they deserve because they leaked. They're not on Spotify. We are in an age of like.
I still haven't heard the Super Soak song.
Who?
I still haven't heard the song that they leaked.
No, I just heard on that, and that's what I'm saying. Like we haven't heard it, so it's not. It doesn't do anything but make you look crazy. That's what it does.
And unprincipled.
You remember when they got mad at Tiger for when he leaked his verse on what was that? D'Amato?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, so he had a verse on there, and he leaked the song, and Nicki Minaj and Drake was mad at him. Which aided into that song, with him getting on the magazine saying what they were saying. He said you need to at your age and not your girl age.
Yeah.
That was all in that. So you don't like that's what I be thinking about Drake. Like Drake does these things that he doesn't like other people doing. Like when he used AI, but then you got like a case against people using AI with your
voice.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like the golden rule is there.
Yeah. Do unto others.
You know what I'm saying? Like what do you
my boy? And the thing is, like, Lil Yachty is basically established. Drake is definitely established. Why do you need this?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you need to go that route? Well, it's not like you a new artist and you need this hit. Because that was part of Joe's argument. He was like, if I'm up and coming and I need to show people I'm capable of making this type of music, I'm leaking that song with Drake. You know what I'm saying? Lil Yachty and Drake is going to be fine if they don't put this song out. They don't even need to do this.
No, I'm in agreement.
So at this point, why are you doing stuff like this? Because to me, this type of behavior speaks
to a person that can't take no.
That too,
like that
too. But it also speaks to a bigger conversation that we've been having ever since this started about like the culture and how we safeguard it and like what are our actual principles around this. Like, is that okay for somebody to do?
No.
So why are we allowing it? If it's okay, that I don't care if it's your big break. Because if this was another situation, somebody did some shady shit to get over somebody to come up, they wouldn't say, "Oh, good looking out, you did what you had to do." They'd be like, "No, that was some slimy stuff you did." Like this was in the streets. They not tolerate that. Like, I don't care that you borrowed a brick and you gonna pay me back.
Then did he slap somebody for that?
A certain somebody.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Allegedly.
Come on,
did he allegedly slap somebody?
In any other context, it's like, yo,
I'm trying to see if Chubbs really crashed something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? It all comes back.
Yeah, it's like, bro,
it all comes back to Buried Alive. You know what I mean? And it's not even a dog battle on Drake. It's just like, because that whole battle thing really peeled back the layers and like exposed like what we allow in the culture, how certain people have just been allowed to move in the culture, and like where is the culture now? Because I know the conversation was, well, for some people, like, is Drake really a part of the culture? I'm like, yeah, he's part of the culture. But the real question is, how did the culture get to this point? Like, why are we
You think he a
allowing
part of the
stuff?
culture? In what
Drake?
sense? In what sense?
I mean,
In
like,
what culture?
hip-hop.
Hip-hop. Okay.
Hip-hop culture.
So, got you. So I'm in agreement with that.
Yeah.
Is he a part of the culture? Absolutely, because he took the most exaggerated things of the culture and made it that he like it's like when people take our favorite cartoons and make them mainstream or any other thing.
Yeah.
He made hip hop. It's like when your favorite restaurant
become a franchise.
Become a franchise.
Now here's the thing though, I've been waiting to say. For me, cause like when Drake was first coming out, I was like, oh, he got something.
Yeah. That's my favorite artist at that time.
He one of them ones. For me, he was gonna he's like in the school of Kanye West. What Kanye West made, like, at the time we thought he was a conscious rapper, but we thought he was making that cool. He was making dope, relevant music, So the man made Diamonds and Sierra Leone, and that was a top hit. He made Jesus Walks. You know what I'm saying? He made crack music.
I'm mad about
even
that.
Even if he did, you know what I'm saying? I know it don't mean as much because he's not rapping from his perspective. Yeah. Learning that, but
we still that was at a time like he might be the best rapper alive.
Yeah,
he's on his way from,
and he elevated himself where hip hop was like mainstream, but he was still
hip hop, and it was his type of hip hop.
Yeah,
I don't have to talk about guns on our. It was like the backpack rapper and the rapper. You don't have to do all this stuff to be cool. You don't have to. There's other which is why I like Drake, Kendrick Lamar, the J. Cole and stuff, because those, like, I love 50 but that's not me.
Yeah,
I like DMX. That's not me. You know what I'm saying? Ja Rule, that's not me, and that's not him neither. But that
was my guy.
Yeah,
Kanye West was, Kanye. He was a lot of people's favorites. Like you represent
a large majority, because not everybody gangsters.
Yeah, most people ain't gangsters.
Most people ain't gangsters.
You know what I mean? And you out there making good music, and then so for me, the Wale's, the J. Cole's,
the Wiz Khalifas,
all that was under that Kanye branch of you. There's other ways of being successful and like still being yourself. And then Drake came from the, although he had his own brand of toxic, he was still, I have troubles in relationships. I have self-doubt.
I have these insecurities, and I'm going to sing about them, even though y'all saying this is not purely accepted, but I'm going to sing and I'm going to rap. And it's going to be good.
I was
it's
like,
going to be real good.
This man got something. This man, you know what I'm saying? And
what
ticks me off is, like, I remember Drake. You know what I'm saying? I remember 2010, his first album was getting ready to come out. MTV, he dropped Better Than Good Enough. That was a mini doc of him preparing to drop his album. I remember this.
That was the one where he was singing. He was like, he ain't got the best voice, but he used what he got.
He was on TV. He had the vocal coach. He was doing all that.
He was on the bus.
To show you how genuine, like, I remember.
Yeah, we was fans, dog. It still is, but not as much. But we was fans when he was coming in, dog.
And he was like, you know what I'm saying? The title was Better Than Good Enough. And I was like, oh, he gonna really push it. And he really gonna, do what he need to do to improve himself and all that. And I think at some point he realized, I ain't gotta do all that much.
I think it's also like, he found it. Yeah. He found
He found Chico. He
found
that formula.
And then he found investors. And then he found, like, supporters. And then, boom.
There's nobody to challenge him.
I got a better example. It's almost like when a company goes public.
Now you got to do everything to please your shareholders.
And that's what it became.
And that's exactly what his music sounded like.
He became Bowen.
And we see how Bowen did. And that's exactly how, and for me, that's why I feel like, especially in the latter half of his career, his music is a mile wide but an inch deep. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
You know what I'm saying?
It don't need substance, because everybody's so surface level nowadays.
Right.
People don't even think that deep. Which is why I'm not too mad at them, because when you see where the culture went, it fast tracked. We need stuff now.
Yeah.
where you still had these other artists, which I think Drake admitted, said, I'm kind of jealous of these guys. These guys can just disappear and come back and still be hot.
But he put himself in that position.
He did. And I'm not mad at him for putting himself in that position because it worked and you kept people fed, you gave people music, even though it lacked substance, even though you stole from the culture, even though you took verses, even though you broke codes that we thought was sacred. We get it. But I understand why he did it because it came from a place where you was already breaking the mold. You was singing and rapping and you was being vulnerable in your music.
You feel like, because I don't, like, this is not Drake, this is not just Drake's fault. Drake is doing what worked for him. You know what I mean? Like, and he found success in it. I understand it. Mm-hmm. But it came back to us like, what does that say about the culture and like
what standards do we have?
Yeah. And it really, and he's not like the main culprit of it, but he does help push that microwave hit of, it ain't got to be the most lyrical. It ain't got to be the best song in the world. It just got to get you some plays right now. And but it's come to the point so much where rap has become so generic, it doesn't get the same respect as it did back in like the 90s or early 2000s. It's just like we seen as like
you gotta make sure these earnings up.
Yeah, we just seen like as an unnecessary commodity. Like it's cool, but like, and then it got to the point where Drake has become this avatar for like white listeners. Like, to be that successful, you have to have a large amount of white viewers.
Yeah, mostly hip hop's mostly listened to by white.
Yeah, but I think it came to a point where like now people don't even respect black people's voice in hip hop. Like we going back and forth with other audiences about what this battle is even about.
And even with that, it reminds me of that tweet you seen about the guy who said, I don't like the old Kanye because he too woke.
It's like, what are we talking about? That was the best Kanye, though.
That was the best Kanye.
You know what I'm saying? And now we having conversations with people online talking about this about culture, this ain't about, and then the white person chime in, what you mean he ain't black? It's like, what do you mean about?
We never, that was never the case.
And it's like, at least back in the day when a black person had an opinion about hip hop and the culture, it was more respected. Like, okay, maybe we don't understand.
That comes from a place of us in the culture looking for acceptance from outside the culture. That's where that comes from.
I think monetary validation brought that in.
The killer of everything.
Because once, like we said, once hip hop became really viable, now we need to, that hyper capitalism. We need to keep up this pace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nobody know how to like really slow down and really take their time.
Well, some artists do.
Well, I was speaking of the totality of like music and artistry, not the majority. Of course, some of them are gonna do it, and the best ones are gonna do it.
Yeah,
the best ones are gonna move at their own pace. But the ones who feel like they need to keep up, that's because like this lifestyle is public. It's not just microwave anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like I get that. It's like, but it's much more than that. It's like we have to keep up because the attention span is low and the consumer wants something now.
Yeah.
So it's always like, what have you done for me? It used to be like, it's like, what have you done for me lately? Used to be like, hey, this year. Now it's like, what have you done for me this week?
Yeah. It's like, it's got to the point
you can't even
where
sit down with an album no more.
People don't even understand like what falling off means. Like people say Big Sean fell off. Like he just ain't dropped the album in it's just only been 2 years. If that.
And I'm still gonna listen.
Yeah.
And the last few albums was fire.
Like what are we talking about?
But Big Sean went through that stage of being commercial and trying to. J. Cole went through that stage.
I decided he was like, you know what? I'm not trying to chase
I don't need to do that. I can do this. This works just fine. And I feel more of an artist when I do this.
Yeah.
And I think Drake's having a hard time being the artist that I feel like he wants to be because he's a
business.
Yeah, he's a franchise.
Business first instead of artist.
Yeah,
which I think we alluded to before.
Yeah,
it's like he's become a factory. You know, I need to produce. You know what I'm saying? But the work you producing ain't the best it could be.
But tell me about yourself.
Yeah,
tell me what you really going on because you can't be like I think you're like 38 still dealing with this. I don't want you at 38 dealing with this.
Yeah, it's like that
stuff don't speak to me.
Again, shout out to FD Signifier. He was doing a podcast with somebody. And he was talking about his lyrics because he ain't really a big Drake fan, but he be like,
he just don't sound like he having fun no more.
And he was like, he got on All the Dogs. He got the song about him going on vacation and the like 25-year-old girl like ruin it for him. And FD was like, you know, I can understand like if you can relate to that to some degree because the guy he's talking to was like, Drake got a song for everybody, you know what I'm saying, to relate to. And he was like, but if I listen to a song like that, because he 40, he like 41. He's like, if I listen to a song, I'm a healthy-minded person. A healthy-minded person listening to that saying, well, Drake, you the problem. Like, this song is about you being the problem. First of all, stop being, you 40. And you expect this 25-year-old to give you a good time? Like, that's what a healthy person thinks. I understand you 22 and you understand and you can relate to that, but me,
I can't relate to that.
Yeah,
I would have never put myself in that position. What do me and a 25-year-old, me at 33,
yeah,
what do me and a 25-year-old have in common enough for me to take you somewhere for us to have a good time? What are we going to talk about?
Yeah.
What are you going through that I can relate it to? What can I explain to you? I mean, I get that like us, like we can get along with anybody of any age group.
I'm not trying to hang out.
I'm not trying to hang out with you though.
Us being who we were, even us being in
25, hanging out with other 25-year-olds
was a task. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now us being 30 plus, we have to make a concerted effort to be around anybody under the age of like 28.
I had somebody working for me, bro. That was like 22, bro, and I would just be like, I just look at them sometimes, bro. I was like, bro, you young, and I keep forgetting that. Yeah. Like, but it'd be so taxing sometimes just to be like, what are you not getting?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like, what you not understand?
Yeah. And the thing that this person was pretty mature too.
Yeah.
He was pretty open-minded. He listened to the things I was saying.
And that's crazy to be 22 and so open-minded, but this is as far as you can get.
Yeah, and I'm just looking like, dang.
Like, you just gotta, some things in life you just gotta go through, man.
And then every time I see him go through something, I see his growth. Like I would see like his growth. I'm like, okay, now he's maturing a little bit. But it would still be like,
he done had his liking moment.
He had boy.
I'll tell you about that story one day. Might tell it on stage. We'll see.
Yeah, whatever.
Just remind me, what did you mean by the liking?
And I'm definitely into
his words. That's his description though.
Yeah, that is mine. I would say I will take ownership of that. And if that person gets mad at me, I'm okay with that. Well, I'm still mad at her.